I titled today's mind map, Magnetic Mind, the Canvas for Artful Relationships. I'd like to further our discussions in relation to personal magnetism. Let's relate it over to this quote here from William Walker Atkinson, in which he states, I hold that just as the excitement of the particles of matter, excitement being merely aroused activity, many manifest an energy that may be transmitted to another object, removed in space from the first, and then may arouse by induction a similar state of excitement in the particles of the second object. So may the excitement of the mind among the brain cells of the animal or person be transmitted by telementation to another animal or person in whom by mentative induction a similar state of excitement is generated or induced. Now we see this when we relate with each other, when we relate with animals. A lot of times when it comes to dogs or cats or animals, we generally have a sense of excitement when we experience or interact with one, because whatever's going on within, they are excited to see us, and it reflects as automatic induction. Now, this holds a lot of power in relation to human interaction, and we can actually develop this ability by working with the Rudolf Steiner exercises for spiritual development, which I want to talk about in a moment. Now, in relation to this quote here, there is a book called The Charisma Myth by Olivia Fox Cabane. I recommend reading it. She mentions that there are three important aspects when it comes to charisma. Number one being power, and we can see power as direction, which is one of the reasons why I always recommend having a goal, a vision, a definite chief aim, a purpose. Because what we find is those that are committed to a goal, a vision, automatically stimulate excitement in others. We see this in leadership. We see this in relationships. We see this on the day-to-day journey. I've seen this in my life. During the times in my life where I didn't have a goal, a vision, other people would show up and reflect it. There would be this uncertainty, which would be a reflection of my own uncertainty and lack of direction within. The second is presence, being in the now. I recommend reading the book, The Power of Now. Presence is being here, present in the moment, interacting, deeply engaging in what you are doing, whatever it may be. Relationships, conversations, activities. See, I believe this magnetic mind, which translates into others showing up, reflecting that magnetism, is a result of representing who we truly are, as we discussed in our recent videos. The goal of this journey is to discover more of who you are intuitively within. Let go of the inaccurate thinking, behavioral, emotional patterns that are not true to how we are. And from there, what happens is everything happens automatically. So rather than seeking acceptance, authorization, recognition, verification, or agreement, we transcend that and represent the state of mind. As I've been saying, reality is the affirmation in mind. It's far easier to identify with the attributes, thinking patterns in relation to how you truly are found within via intuition. So presence, being in the now, interacting, engaging with the opportunities, because we genuinely want to be there. We genuinely want to be there in these relationships in which we are having conversations with others. And this is the same when it comes to activities, business initiatives, career pathway, to the degree that we identify what it is that we truly want within, which happens in the journey, and integrate with those aspects of how we truly are, will automatically be present to the moment, because that's exactly where we want to be. The third is warmth. So warmth can be looked at as relating well with others, harmonious relationship. So here's the interesting thing in relation to the other two. If we have a direction and we know where we're going, we have a vision, we are present on the day-to-day activities, relationships, conversations, on the journey to realizing that vision, we will automatically express a higher degree of warmth because we'll have a sincere appreciation for the conversations and interaction. And so let's go back to this quote here and weave it all together. He says, I hold that just as the excitement of the particles of matter may manifest an energy that may be transmitted to another object, removed in space from the first, and then may arouse by induction or similar state of excitement in the particles of the second object, so may the excitement of the mind among the brain cells of the animal or person be transmitted by telementation to another animal or person in whom, by mentative induction, a similar state of excitement is generated or induced. When a person represents who they are in what they do, in how they think, in how they emotionally relate, by committing to a goal or a vision, being present on the journey, being lighthearted, letting go of the inaccurate thinking patterns which are not true to how they are, making peace with the emotional patterns that may be revealed via the subconscious mind. As mentioned many times, thinking patterns, emotional patterns, behavioral patterns reveal the state of mind that we're in, and we have the power to then select a different state of mind, which when embodied and remain in becomes the self-image, as we spoke about in Tuesday's video. I'll put a link in the description to it. To automatically express as this kind of excitement. I notice this way of going about doing things being far more effective than when I was trying to do things for acceptance, for authorization, for recognition, for verification, for agreement. The very act of trying to do those things, rather than representing the affirmation in mind, the reality of how I truly am, was forcing off, keeping at bay, casting aside, even rejecting myself, dismissing who I truly am, which then plays out as how others relate to us. Now, we can see this in our personal life and our business life, and we've been discussing it all throughout our discussions in regards to magnetism. I'll put a link in the description to a number of videos in regards. So here's a great way to recalibrate the heart and mind relationship, bringing us back to a center of ideal power, presence, and warmth. Again, I recommend reading that book by Olivia Fox-Cabane, The Charisma Myth. This is from Rudolf Steiner, 6 exercises that we can do each day. Let's talk about these exercises and how one can do them in different areas of their life. As I've been working with this and over the years, it has been very helpful. Number 1, self-control over one's thinking. The way we do this, he says, is to contemplate any object and concentrate one's thoughts exclusively on this object. Now here's the wonderful thing, as we mentioned earlier. Do what you really want to do, what you really love to do. It could be a project, it could be a form of artistic expression, it could be a sport, it could be a hobby. The goal is to show up and be present. And by practicing lighthearted focus, none of this is done from a place of force, lighthearted focus, being there, enjoying being there. What happens is you automatically reveal your ability to automatically stay committed. And you'll find that as you practice this, as I've noticed this with myself over the years, is whatever it is that I commit to, the projects, the activities, the conversations, relating with others, it automatically reflects as staying committed without controlling, automatic expression. As I say many times, body is an expression of mind, representation of mind, and we will see this with others as well. What you'll notice is, as then when you relate to others, you'll notice that the conversation seems to flow into deeper nuances of the same topic, revealing mastermind, creative ideas, hunches, inspiration while in conversation, thus automatically recognizing the magnetic mind of emotional relatability from the perspective of warmth. Number 2, exercise willpower by choosing a regular time of day or day of the week to practice this. Example, watering plants at the same time each day. For me, what I found to be very helpful, few things, some of you are aware of this, I release these videos on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. It's a commitment. It's something that I genuinely want to do. And to reveal the higher degrees of power, which is direction, the higher degrees of presence, and lightheartedly be there. I commit to it, and I show up, and I commit to the various activities to put these together, to release them at 12 o'clock on Tuesday, 12 o'clock on Thursday, and 12 o'clock on Sunday. The same is to be said about my morning routine. I do every morning, Monday to Friday. I go to the gym, I meditate, I do a number of things, and I remain consistent on it 5 days a week. And as mentioned, I genuinely want to be there. This is not something that I'm forcing myself to do. Rather, it's something that I see as an opportunity to practice these exercises. Because as we practice these exercises, we notice that when we're relating with each other in personal life, business life, different relationships, even out and about when you're connecting with people or you're walking around, you'll actually see the mirror reflection of the magnetic energy components. Reality seems to be, relationships seem to be a dance reflection of the contents in mind, which is ideal and true to who you are. Hence why I titled this mind map, Magnetic Mind, the Canvas for Artful Relationships. Number 3, practice equanimity. Foster calm emotional responses. So on the day-to-day journey to realizing our goals, our visions, relating with each other, we have an enormous amount of opportunity to recognize what our emotional patterns are revealing to us in regards to how we see ourselves, how we see others, how we see environments, circumstance, and information, and free our mind from inaccurate thinking patterns in relation to identifying with the true and accurate thinking patterns found within via intuition, as we discussed in Tuesday's video. As a person represents then this ideal state of mind, which is the emotional, behavioral, and thinking relatability of how they truly are, they express this equanimity, fostering the calm emotional responses. And this, again, is very powerful because it allows a person to maintain that direction in interaction, in conversation, that presence and that warmth, that harmonious relationship, as discussed in Olivia Fox-Cobain's book, which she had discovered were important components, key components for charisma. Number 4, aim to see positive aspects in everything and to make the best out of every situation. So the way I've found to practice this is to value nuances. So any activity that I do, I aim to find different ways of doing that activity, or different styles of doing that activity, or contribute various different nuanced distinctions from intuition or inspiration to express in that artistic expression, such as the case with these videos, as I draw upon insights and perspectives from within and related to a lot of different information from various authors and life experiences, reference experiences that I learned from myself and others, and bring them all together in harmony. This is something that I genuinely desire to do, and I see these positive, accurate aspects in relation to the goals, visions. And the same is to be said about having conversations with each other, relating with each other. To maintain that magnetic mind, one is able to see via the inner eye of imagination how people truly are, which is how they see themselves, which is the representation of love, harmony, relatability. And through seeing things accurately, they shall further integrate with those components as they're meditating upon it in interaction. And this can even be done in your projects and activities. For example, if a person took up a hobby, they would find themselves deeply engaged with their hobby, finding inspiration in what they do. They will find themselves losing the persona in their activity. They will become, as a result, very present. They will be able to see different nuances, different ideas. Inspiration will be drawn upon from the infinite world within to be able to see accurately new, nuanced, positive, distinct aspects in relation to a situation. We see this a lot of times in the business world. And a person shows up and they have this challenge. They're unable to increase their revenues or grow their business further. They may have concluded that it is not possible. However, as a result of working with this information, we're able to look at the different aspects of their business and see the opportunities. And through the power, presence, and warmth of the magnetic mind, we're able to actually, through conversation and that excitement, as he was referring to, reflect as they find all of a sudden opportunities. They show up and they say, you know what? I was looking at it a certain way. Now I'm starting to see the opportunities of what I can do as a result. Number 5, practice being open to new experiences and ideas beyond expectations, based upon the past, closing perhaps the mind to the lessons of the moment. This is where I really like what Steve Jobs said, don't be trapped by dogma. Let go of rigid ways of thinking. I like the answer is it depends. Everything is and isn't at the same time. The answer is it depends. Sometimes I might do A, sometimes B, sometimes C, or a combination of A and B and C in different ratios, different degrees, and so forth. And the way that I've implemented number 5 here, which is practicing being open to new experiences, is to try new things, travel more, meet new people, pick up new hobbies, develop new skills, engage in conversations with people who don't see reality the way that you do, entertain different ideas, see how you can take different information and integrate it into what it is that you're doing. Let's say someone is in the health and fitness industry and they are in a mastermind where they're surrounded by people in a health and fitness industry. Perhaps they will join mastermind in different industries. Maybe they would hang around some performing artists. Maybe they would engage in a conversation with somebody who has a legal practice or some accountants. And they will see different ways that businesses are run and the different ideas that show up from being open-minded, actually working consciously with the two gifts of speech and mind as articulated in the Hermetica. By working with our mind, which is infinite, and further harmonizing our relationship, the heart and mind relationship, we notice that we value these experiences, which, by the way, contributes to presence and warmth, because we can have a direction, as mentioned with power, a goal, a vision, or definite chief aim. We would also want to benefit from being more open to the possibilities, to the combinations, to the permutations of different ways of doing things, different ways of seeing reality that is found by being present in trying new things. And this translates magnetically in conversation with others. And what I found as well is then people will share all different things with me that they would even say I was afraid to share with another person because I felt that I would be judged or condemned for saying this. But you seem to be open to this. You seem to understand me. And this forms a deeper relationship, like and trust, deeper engagement, and thus the canvas of mind for artful relationship. And again, these exercises are stimulating perspectives, ideas, hunches, inspirations that we commit to in imagination, which we could look at as our vision, impressed upon the canvas, the blank canvas of mind. And since body is an expression of mind, a representation of mind, we allow the powers of the subconscious mind, the subconscious, to express in vivid accuracy. Number 6, find a harmonious, balanced relationship between the above 5 qualities, practicing each regularly and becoming able to move dynamically between them. And I believe there holds the key, being able to move dynamically between them. One of the wonderful aspects of harmonizing the heart and mind relationship, by committing to what we desire, stimulating in our imagination a vision, committing to it, and remaining lightheartedly committed to the journey, is we have the opportunity to practice these exercises as we start to notice a flow-based, fluid journey to the destination. Overthinking, unnecessary emotional reactivity, convoluted behaviors no longer seem to show up, which then as the person maintains this, they automatically express the power, presence, and warmth. And as a result, when they're interacting with each other, induces, as he says, transmitted by telementation, by mentative induction, into the mirror of that state. So I trust you found this video to be helpful. Let's go ahead and conclude this with an autosuggestion to further encourage. We can say, I recognize every day my ability to direct my thoughts towards my goal, towards my vision, in a lighthearted way, thus bringing forth ideal thinking patterns, ideas, hunches, inspirations from intuition, allowing me to discovering the activities, the projects, the initiatives in which I find myself automatically enjoying in performance, thus further encouraging, maintaining calm emotional responses, transforming resistance into momentum, thus further contributing to seeing the positive aspects in relation to the situations, allowing me to maintain a higher degree of presence as I find myself deeply engaged in the heart and mind relationship, valuing the expressions of mind in the 5 sensory experience in relation to my vision, seeing them as in harmony and in contribution to my vision, allowing unexpected new experiences, ideas to show up as I engage with them, further dimensionalizing and further revealing the infinite powers of mind as I maintain a lighthearted, fun, flow-based journey in healthy, artful relationship with others. If you would like a copy of this mind map, The link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.